Hello and welcome to the State of Waste for March 13th, 2022. The legislative session is ended for this year. It ended on the 10th. So we will know how this will be the last episode for this current year. The bills that were delivered to the governor, the school calendar holidays, and just I'll give a quick recap of what that means for the law. That does not take effect until July 1st of this year, which means that Juneteenth, if it's the 19th of June, you will be able to teach this year, but in subsequent years, you will not be able to. So school calendars will have to reflect that the 19th is a state holiday and that no instruction can take place on that day. So that may impact summer schools next year if we have snow days, stuff like that. So just be aware that June 19th is now on the school calendar. So Senate Bill 5498, the posthumous high school diplomas, that is delivered to the governor as well. And that just requires that schools can offer. Now, I think some of the language did change to may offer diplomas. It wasn't an absolute requirement when I read through the bill as it passed the legislature this time. So that's a little language change. And then House Bill 1834, really, that just authorizes the superintendent of public instruction for attendance purposes to allow mental health as an option for students and parents to call and excuse an absence. Doesn't To me, the bill doesn't change much as far as how we do attendance anyway. It just gives parents the ability to say it was a mental health reason that they were gone. It's an excused absence, no different than a parent calling and saying a student was sick. The only issue would be that if parents are calling and saying it's a mental health option and they're doing nothing for the student to get help and just excusing it for that, that could be a concern later if the student does have some mental health problems. We'd want them to get in and get some help. House Bill 1162, this was one that added a pathway that was sent back to the House and placed on the third reading. So that one appears to have not passed. House Bill 1611, adding equity to highly capable. I thought that one was just going to fly right through. The Senate sent that one back to the House as well. And then Senate Bill 5594, the bone marrow awareness, the House sent that back to the Senate. So those are ones that just went back to the original chamber. And since this is the end of the 2-year cycle, these bills will not be reintroduced next year. They would have to be, as written, they would have to be reintroduced as a new bill next year in the legislative session. And then the ones that never went anywhere. So they got stuck in the Financial Committee, Senate Bill 5719, the cost of college in the classroom. And then the homelessness pilot, which seemed like that was going to go through really fast, that got stuck in appropriations. So those bills also stayed where they were. And that is going to kind of wrap this up for this year. So no extra sessions this time. It was kind of nice. Lots of budget issues that were addressed, and there was some money added. Don't know how much of it specifically will be going to education, but we will see what happens next year, and that will wrap it up for this year's State of Waste. And next year, I'll try to do a lot more bills. I know there was a bill that was looking at some investment options for teacher retirement, and I'll have to look into that more. But we will take that up next year. So hope you have a great summer, and hopefully check in with you next year.